Hello, Bootsy Greenwood here, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about Transsurfing today. Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland. It's a very well-known, best-selling book, and I've read each chapter on YouTube here, so be sure to check that out. Be sure to buy the book as well, read it yourself, and man, really try to soak up as much of that as you can. It's a very deep, very esoteric book. So I want to try and break it down through a series of videos if I can for you guys, at least as best that I can. Now there's certain people that know different aspects of this better than I do, so I may try and somehow ask them some questions that I personally have, because some of the ones that I've gotten from you guys, I don't know. So, I'm going to try and do the best I can breaking this stuff down. And I really appreciate everybody who is watching this video, who's subscribed. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So Reality Transurfing. Reality Transurfing. We know what reality is. Well, kind of. Transurfing is kind of a weird word, and it's translated from Russian, so I'm not really sure exactly what it means, but the way I think about it is transcendental surfing. Okay, so transcendental on this plane of all these different possibilities where the metaphysical lies. We want to be able to control our course and navigate that space, what he calls the space of variations is what Vadim calls it. Now the first chapter, he talks about transurfing and how he discovers it. Okay, and what's cool about transurfing is a great way for you to find your goals, to learn more about who you are as a person, as an individual, without, going to some class or doing a lot of meditation or having to, do a strict guidelines, sort of disciplined thing, it's not that way at all. The idea is that nature travels at the path of least resistance. And so should we. Try and go at the why not? Water travels downhill. And if we're really being exactly who we are and allowing the world to be exactly as it is, it should be relatively effortless for us to find our place. I say relatively because we have a lot of really bad habits ingrained in us and, different things like that. And that's okay too. That's part of the process. But the first chapter is called The Rustle of the Morning Stars. Okay. And this is where Vadim has a dream. And he's gone, in his dream, he goes to this place, this beautiful village, and there's an overseer there that tells him that he can have whatever kind of life that he would like. He just has to choose. And so this theme of choosing runs throughout the entire book, and that's the riddle of the book, okay? That we can have whatever it is that we want. We just need to learn how to choose. That's the idea. So the rustle of the morning stars is a big clue into how to choose. Of course, he doesn't reveal, the secret sweet sauce until much, much later on in the book. But the rustle of the morning stars, why don't we break that down just a little bit, okay? This book, I'm not sure how well translated it is. I've heard that it's poorly translated from people who speak Russian and so on, and I'm sure there's some truth to that. Every book that I've read that's been translated from Russian has been honestly kind of difficult to read, probably a bit more verbose. I don't know if that has to do with the translation or with the Russian language itself or the writers there in Russia. But the rustle of the morning stars is a beautifully translated line, because what the rustle of the morning stars, let's break this down. Rustle, okay? So rustle with a T, rustle, like leaves rustle, like in the fall, It's a very soft and quiet sound. It moves slow. It's very natural. The rustle of the morning stars. Well, it's always darkest before the dawn, so that morning star is going to be the brightest one in the sky. So we need to listen to the quiet, very specific, particular thing that's being illuminated for us. That's, I think, what that means. It means, hey, there's a clear path lit for you, but you just need to listen in order to find out what that path is. So that's our job as transurfers. And as transurfers, we don't want to just glide through the space of variations. We want to hang 10. And that's the whole goal of this. So number one is to listen to our heart. Like we've been told all our lives, even the Disney movies, listen to your heart, which is a lot of times easier said than done because we've got all this junk going on up in here in our minds, and all these other external ideas that we'll talk about later that are forced on us by society and our friends and family, etc. and so on. So it's hard a lot of times to listen to our heart, to hear the rustle of the morning stars. Vadim goes on to say that the rustle of the morning stars is binary, meaning 0 or 1, black or white, okay? There's no gray area here. Your heart either wants it or it doesn't. And that's basically it. It's that simple. Either it's for you or it's not. And, you know, in my life, I've experienced things like this where I've been offered opportunities that were great opportunities. But in my heart, I knew that I wasn't motivated to do it, or it just wasn't the right fit for whatever reason. And I think that that has a lot to do with the rustle of the morning stars. It's not always easy to hear, and it's not always easy to do that particular thing. In fact, he goes on to talk about accomplishing other people's goals, which would be following a path that is maybe not what your heart lit up for you, okay? So not the path of the morning stars. He doesn't recommend that, but he does talk about it later in the book. It's pretty interesting. So the riddle is, we get to choose our own destiny. We get to choose our own adventure story here in this life. And this is setting up the entire book on how to do that. So number one, we need to be able to listen to the rustle of the morning stars, okay? So we need to be able to listen to our heart. So how do we do that? Well, good question. First of all, we want to ask. 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 It's that simple. What am I supposed to do? What am I here for? Those are great questions. And the second part of that is listen. Just listen, okay? Don't look for this information elsewhere. Listen for it here. Listen for it within you, because that's where it exists. It's stored there, like a film roll. One way to help if you're having a hard time is to fast. So don't eat for a time. Anytime I've ever done this particular activity, I've definitely, or at least I feel like I have, tuned in a lot more with my inner self. A lot of Buddhist types will take a vow of silence, and there's a big reason why. That's to help them hear what's inside. So you might try that for a day or a few hours, or ask the question and just be silent for some time, or whatever. That's one way to do it. Ask your guardian angel. He later talks about that. And then also look for signs. Look for signs around you. You know, what is the universe telling you? What is coming together naturally for you? How is the water flowing? What in the easiest path of least resistance? Check that out. Check into that. And then, you know, if worse comes to worse, here's something that I've done a lot. I've just made a decision. And then if I didn't feel good about it, I changed my mind. So a lot of times you'll know immediately, once you make the decision, oh, that's not what I meant to do there. I don't like the way this is going, and you can always change your mind. You can always change your mind. So, what is Transsurfing all about? Be exactly as you are and allow everyone else to be exactly as they are. How do we do that? Well, we're going to learn more and more and more and more as we go along. First of all, we want to listen to the rustle of the morning stars, because that's going to help guide us to get to the path to where we want to be, to where we can learn exactly who we are and accomplish our goals. Now, one caveat. You may not have any goals yet. Hooray! You're like, what? Yeah, dude, hooray. I remember when I thought I didn't have any goals. And I wish almost in a lot of ways that I could go back to that, because that's a great place to be, where you're just getting to know yourself, where you're just asking questions and learning as much as you possibly can about you, about your environment, all of those things. And Vadim says later in the book, if you don't have a goal, it's okay. Just wait. And you will. Just continue to listen to the rustle of the morning stars. Listen to what your heart is telling you and go in that direction. You may be altered course. You may decide something different later on, but that's okay. Just start putting one foot in front of the other and following your heart. Listen to the rustle of the morning stars. That's the quiet, clear direction in your heart. Thanks. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and check me out on gumroad.com. I've got some products there, and I'll be releasing some more stuff here. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.